Alright, so I thought I'd do a video collage for the rod run this weekend, like I did for the Eastern meet. Just came out of the motel, got the car all wiped off, and we're gonna head out on the strip. So follow me along. Alright, we're out on the strip here. It's Thursday morning, about 9:45, September the 9th. Happy birthday, cousin Adam. Boy just got married, pray for him. See what's going on here. Basically, from the big go-kart track all the way to the last red light is nothing but a big car show. Big car corral, a lot of cars for sale. A lot of cars in Dream World, because a lot of these prices don't exist in reality. Some of them are hoping to find a sucker, but it's all in the game, I guess. There's actually a first generation Monte Carlo Eastern meet here. The first meet was held in 2000, the Grand Rod Run. That was 21 years ago, next weekend. So, I think there was like 3 cars and 3 or 4 members. If you go back and watch my last video collages, you'll see we've came a long way in 20 years. And actually that meet that I was at, 29 members and 22 cars, is actually on some of the a smaller attendance number for today. So 63. Kind of like to have a 63 one of these days. One reason why I'm still contemplating the sale of my SS 454-70 Monte Carlo 63 or a 62 bubble top. But right now, the way the market is, not really a good time to buy anything. It's a good time to sell. Just kind of hold on to your money till everybody falls on their face in the next year or two, because it's gonna happen. People's spending too much money. I just hope people keeps enough money to me to work on their car. I'll be all right. Keep my bills paid. That's all I ask. Be smart out there, folks. If you've got a new pickup truck, dump it. If you've got a house you can make a big profit on, go back and live with mama and daddy or grandma and papa. Hey, Junior! Do it. That's what that guy there just did. He's one of the smartest people I know. He downsized for one thing, but still. A mighty fine payday. Then you can buy more cars like I'm riding in, see? If you like boats, go out and buy you a boat. A 59 El Camino over there. I ate there last night, Cheddar's. Papa will be up here in a little while. We'll get some lunch. And hope you enjoy the ride. Just follow me along. Again, I'm document this. Kind of got inspired from the Easter meet, but after I watched that video from 1988 the other day, when they had somehow gotten it onto YouTube, which I thought was kind of cool, from like 1988 and then 1990. And I think there's some other videos on there too. But the hotel I'm staying at, I don't think has a very strong Wi-Fi connection like did at the Easter meet, so I might have to create these collages when I get a chance and try to get them uploaded. It'll fill in more. You see a lot of empty parking spaces. I can pretty much get a parking place anywhere I want, but it's not going to be like that the next couple of days. It'll be standing room only out here. And this show out here on the drag is not as bad as the next week, which is now called the Pigeon Forge Rod Run. I still refer to it as the Grand, or some people are just refer to it as Rod Run, but they're all rod runs. It's just, this was always called the Shades of the Past Hot Rod Roundup, and then it was the Grand Rod Run, because years ago the Shades of the Past was a pre-49 show. It was all your street rod people, and now with the popularity of the modern cars, and I say modern cars as in 55 to 72, and even I think they've even opened Shades of the Past on up now to the mid 70s. I have to pay attention to if there's any square body trucks out there this time, or Monte Carlo Super Sports. But basically everything is becoming, from 88 back down, and in some cases 1990 is becoming a pretty stronghold for the classic car thing. And now your OBS trucks from 88 to 98 is getting real hot. So as the older cars get so expensive, people look for the next cheapest thing to enjoy, and that's, well, there's an OBS truck right there. So that's kind of what you gotta kind of what the next, those are already high. I'm probably gonna wish I'd have held on to that GMC like that right there that I was able to buy and resell. Made a couple thousand in less than a day, but you know, 5 years from now, when that truck we sold for $77,000 for $17,000, I'll be wishing I kept it. But if you look at it, you got to look at the quickness of things and volume and turnover, and you don't have to pay taxes and insurance and keeping stuff up. So most of the time you're just better off to let it go. Keep that in mind, people hauling parts around at the swap meet that I see every year for the last 5 or 10 years in the same spot. They just gotten a little more scratched or dented up. So anyway, trying to be a good narrator here. All right, we'll get turned around. We'll do a video down the other side. Again, Thursday, Shades of the Past Hot Rod Roundup. Follow me along. Thanks for watching. All right, we're getting turned around here, and honestly, I don't know if what I'm doing would be a good idea the next couple of days or later today, because the traffic's just going to be so dang bad. I'm going to kind of do my job of narrating here. See if we get a wider camera angle. There we go. I really like that 70 Impala right there. That's nice. If you'll notice with some of the stuff that I like, I'm not a Camaro person. I'm not a Nova person. I'm surely not a Ford Mustang person. Cause I'm a GM guy, but I like big cars. Now, I do have some mainstream favorites that I like. I mean, 57 Chevy's always been my number one, and 59 flat top 4-door was number 2. But this was considered a full-size car in 1957. So my Monte Carlo is bigger than this car, and it's a mid-size car. So I like big cars. I like cars that ride good. I like cars that's practical. I mean, do I walk up and drool when I see a 63 split window Vet or 67 427 Roadster? Of course. But those are not cars. Those are cars I like to look at, I like to see. But unless I was rich, it's not a car I would care to really own. There's a Buick Sport Wagon. I'm working on a Vista Cruiser for myself. Already out here selling t-shirts. I'd like to find some of the old t-shirts from way back in the day. They're kind of cool. But if anybody don't know me, I've got a t-shirt obsession, I guess. I would have said another word, but I'm gonna keep it PG. But what I was saying about mainstream cars, I mean, I'm just not I like cars that's practical. A Corvette is not practical. A Camaro is not a comfortable car that you're gonna ride miles and miles in. That's why I like my station wagon. And I really plan on doing some traveling in that car in the next year, I guess, when I get it done. I'm gonna do some shorter excursions with it to make sure all the bugs are worked out and all that good stuff. Like to do some Blue Ridge Parkway, and but the ultimate goal is to do Route 66. Probably not its entirety, but probably 50% of it. At least the hottest sections that's got the most to see and do. But kind of go back and watch some of these older videos people might have posted online. I don't know what's all out there, and kind of see where your differences are on the strip here. I know back in the late 80s, early 90s, it was still pretty dang busy. Then I seen a picture from 1970, and it was like farmland and houses out here. So it really built up a lot between then and the 80s. Thank you. A lot of people would say that the crowd's aging and all, but I can see that. But I've been coming up here 20 years, actually 22 years, every year. And there's 75-year-old people here every year. So unless those people's 95 walking around now, and they're not, they're probably passed on. It's just kind of a repeat. History just repeats itself as people get older and have more time and money and to retire and come to events like this. A lot of people, you know, is not blessed like me. They don't, you know, they have may have a better job than I have, but the trade-off is I have freedom and I have extreme flexibility. And being a one-man operation in my shop, I can pretty much just say screw it and do what I want. So that's got its benefits. Stay small. If out there you see this, that's one thing I could recommend to you. Just stay small. Don't try to get overhead. If you're gonna be big, you got to be huge. You got to have, you know, if you can't, medium size just don't fly, because you still end up doing all the work, and you got employees to worry about. So you get one guy maybe to help, might be okay if you can trust them. I'm not gonna lie, having one person probably okay, but the way it is now, you can't trust anybody. So I'd rather make less and be happier and not have to worry about nothing when I go off. So I'm not worried about anybody doing anything, stealing my stuff. I really like that 57 right there, like a Fuelie, factory Fuelie. So keep an eye on my gauges there. But yeah, I'm just not a big you know, like Corvette person. I mean, I like something that's practical, and I like something that rides and drives and handles well. Of course, the Corvette handles awesome, but don't ride so good. Just don't have any room in them. Nice cars. I love to look at them. It's not a car I'd care to own. Not a top car on my priority. I mean, sure, if I was rich, yeah, I'd own a 63 split window or a 67 427 Roadster. I mean, I'd take it out and drive it locally and maybe ride up to the mountains one day or something. But I mean, it's just not a practical car to travel in, and you know, especially if you're married, you got maybe even have kids. It's definitely not a practical car. So, speaking of which, my sidekick has gone missing, and hadn't said a whole lot about that, but things happen, and that's where we're at. So figured I'd spend her Pottery Barn money on next week's motel. So it's kind of what's happening here, taking advantage of it. That's another thing, you know, you can take bad situations. You can either make, kind of like old automotive instructor old Kennedy used to say, make chicken salad out of chicken crap. You know, you either, you know, if you get lemons, do you make lemonade, or do you pucker up? You know, you gotta stay positive. Gotta stay positive. So, if anybody wants to know what happened, it wasn't me that done wrong. I'll just leave it at that. So, she's moved on, that's fine. So I'm moving on. There's a white 57. I really like white 57s. I think they're pretty. If I had plenty of money, I'd have 57 probably of every color they made. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I don't know how long I'm gonna make these collages, or probably not gonna upload them separately. I'm gonna kind of probably, you know, 20 minutes or so each or something like that. These last two drag videos is about 10 minutes a piece, so kind of getting into some traffic here, and I'm just gonna be sitting here. So anyway, thanks for watching. Continue to follow me along at Shades of the Past 2021 Hot Rod Roundup. All right, everybody, so we got parked here, and got us a parking place. I'll see you to 63 a little bit. 409 car, 4-speed. Do a little short walk here. Basically, we'll be doing a lot of walking while we're here. Just kind of the nature of it. So we eat a lot of good food while we're up here, but we walk it off and then we go eat some more good food. So it's always a win-win combination for me. That's why I got 8 cars. A Blazer, beater Blazer, count my Z34. I gotta have something to take my rear end to go eat. I just like to do it in the old stuff. Somebody ask you, why you got so many classic cars? Gotta have a way to go eat. All right, everybody, still Thursday up here at the Rod Run. Doing a little walking. Waiting on my papa to get here. Take a look at a few of them. maybe one day you can watch this and kind of compare it and see what's different from now to then.